if you are to do a microbiome test, one thing that you also need to be mindful of is what is it I'm investing my hard-earned cash into doing for this functional test. So there's a couple of tests. Well, there's many tests, but there's two types of tests that I'm aware of. Is that you can have a stool analysis. And so that's a live stool analysis. So you're collecting your feces over a 3-day period, and then they're going off to the lab. And while in transit, we don't know what the nutrient requirements are of the microbiome, okay? So some die off in the soup that they're being transported in, and some proliferate. So you can get false negatives and false positives. The best type of microbiome test to do is a DNA test, where they're looking for DNA fragments. They don't necessarily have to be alive, the microbiome. It's the DNA fragments that they're looking for. And that does seem to be the most accurate way to determine a snapshot of your microbiome. So the factors that can influence your microbiome, I think primarily one of the key things that you're looking at is stress. Like, in terms of what we've discussed here and also in our discussions on IBS, is that stress is a key indicator on how it impacts on your microbiome, as is diet, as is lifestyle. Medications can affect your microbiome. Supplementation can affect your microbiome. Herbal medicine can affect your microbiome. Herbal medicine is a pro-drug. And what I mean by that is that it's almost inert, but once it meets your microbiome or goes through metabolism through your liver and your kidneys, it then becomes activated. So all of those things, fermented foods, and I think, we have touched briefly on that on another podcast, is that some people can tolerate fermented foods and some people can't. They're trying to sell you something, right, on social media. And so just be very mindful of what you're being sold, because this one size package doesn't fit all. And I think that's one of the key things to look at when you are looking at how can I manipulate my microbiome. Exercise affects the microbiome. Good sleep affects the microbiome. Because as you say, like the microbiome also has like its own nocturnal and diurnal clock. It's got its own rhythm.